Good evening, everyone. I am Akshita Vartanji. I'm from 11th Standard Pune, and today I'm here to introduce my student platform to all of you and take a few ideas, learn something from you on how we could connect. So the name of the student platform is the Student Speaker Nexus. And although I'm speaking as a representative for all the 22 people in our team. And all of us thank Sir for the opportunity that he's given to us today. So the Student Speaker Nexus was started in April 26th last year, and our motto is to connect inspiring speakers to aspiring students. TSSN has an online community of now 3,000 plus audience. So what exactly is TSSN? I'll tell you the short story of how TSSN actually came into being. I remember after my 10th standard, when the COVID pandemic hit the world, I had a lot of areas of interest, and I wasn't quite sure which one I'm more suitable for. I like medicine, I like law, and everyone I talked to, they weren't quite updated on what is the current thing that is happening in the field. So I sought help from my sister's friend who is doing her undergraduate right now. And the kind of clarity and exposure that I got really helped me pick my major for at least for my college. And talking to my friends made me realize that all of us are dealing with the same problem here. All of us are anxious on what to do next. So I sort of just organized that one small Zoom session, an interactive session where I asked my sister's friend to share her experience for around 30 minutes and then take Q&A from the audience so that she can answer specific questions the students are having. The reviews that we got from the first session itself were excellent, and we sort of continued right from there to now a year. How do we do this? We organize sessions. It started from weekly Zoom sessions, and now we've taken the frequency a bit down to 2 sessions per month. Our current TSSN team is made
Sorry,
of...
Akshita, can I request you to hit the hide button on the black box coming at the bottom of your screen? It's taking some space. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. So who is TSSN made of? TSSN is made of 22 other students who are in their 11th and 12th standards. All of us together, by organizing these sessions, are getting immense takeaways. And it's really very satisfactory to help other students too, because we're dealing with the same issues and we're sharing our anxieties and learning together. We've made a website, all of our students have made a website, and our sessions are attended by people all around the globe. Predominantly, people from India and Bangladesh are attending our sessions. We have covered a variety of topics. So our focus was not just to only help out the majority, but even we've covered hospitality. We've covered a lot of conventional topics like preparation for IIT by someone who is AIR 1 in the KVPY exam of ISO and the JEE AIR 7. And we've also had speakers who are a bit older, sharing their journeys, who are really eminent in their own fields. For that, we've created a series called the Distinguished Speaker Series. Besides that, we have also conducted sessions on subjects like dramatics. We had an actor called Mr. Nipun Dharmadhikari, who is a writer. Then we've conducted a session on music. For that, we had Mr. Salil Kulkarni. And we've also had photography, law, and more conventional topics like engineering and medicine. So this is what I was talking about. Last year, we started with, it was a very small project that we started with, and we turned out, like we got excellent reviews right from the start. And we thought that we should really do something, add some more up the ante, sort of. And we decided to celebrate Teachers' Day with one of our largest events, which was the first Distinguished Speaker Series, where we called a speaker who we called Professor L.S. Shashidhara. This is our first speaker to speak on careers past the COVID world in science. This was followed by Dr. Arvind Chinsere, who is like the innovation guru in India. And he spoke about his journey and how he faced his obstacles. And now he also has a research in physics as well as a founder in economics. Then the third speaker we had was Dr. Anand Deshpande. He is the founder of Persistent Systems. This is the more technical side of our Distinguished Speaker series. And the most recent we had in December was by one of the most leading professors in astrophysics called Professor Ajit Kembali. Now to our team. This is the team of TSSN. There are 22 speakers, and we're helped by our mentor, who is Dr. Santosh Dixit, who is here with us today. And just if you want to know more about us and how we function, this is a session that we're conducting tomorrow. An example that I can give you on how exactly we function is, so when I say that, for example, I'm doing medicine, the two things that you might think I'll be doing is research or clinical. And this speaker tomorrow is going to talk about careers apart from these two main fields. Like before this, I didn't even know that there is something else that we could do besides probably becoming a professor or research or medicine. And this is what we're introducing to the students. It's basically either clarifying their doubts and introducing an array of opportunities that they can get into. And our speaker selection is such that all our speakers are updated with the current systems and are extremely agile in answering everyone's doubts. Now, these are our future plans. We have sort of done the proof of concept and piloted last year till now. Now, for this year, we want to sort of expand our platform to impact a sector that it could really make a difference to. We also want to invite more and more distinguished speakers. We want to expand our outreach in various geographies and sectors and sort of expand our team for sustainability. Thank you so much.
Yeah, excellent. Good to see you have created your own TEDx series. That's what it looks like.
Yes, sir, that is sort of a more interactive version, I would say.
Wonderful. So, yeah, let's see if the young audience have any questions. Folks, if you have any question, can you keep shooting in the chat window? So while you think about your question, here is my question. What is your goal, Akshita? Do you want to build this as your career, or is it your hobby, or what is your plan?
Right now, it's a hobby. I haven't thought of turning it into a career, but I wouldn't mind exploring that sector either.
What is your career plan when you are telling the world? I am just curious if you want to share.
Sure, sir. Right now, I'm aiming to become a computer scientist, and I'm hoping to get into a university in the USA.
Okay. Who is mentoring in that direction?
Sorry, sir?
Is it Milind? He himself is a computer. He was a computer professional.
So my family is filled with computer scientists. My parents are computer engineers. My sister is also one. So they are mentoring me with it. But no one from my family has gone abroad for their undergrad till now. So we're just exploring and learning on our way.
Okay, wonderful.
Sir, we also have Tanvi, who is part of the organizing team. Mm-hmm. So I would also request Tanvi to also give some perspectives and maybe interact with you with regards to some questions.
Sure. Yeah, Tanvi, can you briefly tell what excites you to be part of this event or this initiative?
Well, TSSN firstly has helped me overcome my insecurities about conversing with people, because I get to interact with such intellectual speakers and such inspirational speakers that it has really affected my life in a very positive way. And also to be able to help other people of my age and some of them younger than me to take a stride to what they would like to do for the next 40 years of their life. is a very exciting thing for me.
Wonderful. Last week, I was in one of the high schools here in Bangalore. I was speaking to the 10th standard students. Then I asked them, where do you see yourself 10 years from now? I was surprised that they did not had any clearer view. And even after giving some time, they could not come up clearly. Even though some of them started telling doctor, IAS officer, etc., but they did not had a purpose. That's what I felt it was missing. What is your experience with the younger audience whom you are interacting? If they don't have, how do you nudge them to have the clarity? Or is there any meaning in having the clarity, or they have to just focus on what they're doing now?
I think there is definitely meaning on having more clarity in what you could do later on also, because there's a lot that you can do right now to help out what you're doing later. What we've done is, as I said, we're not only clarifying their doubts, but we're introducing some other opportunities that they could do starting now. For example, because I'm doing computer science as my major, so I don't have to deal with anything in that respect right now, but I was recommended to take up some programming language course or something that would probably help me later down the road.
And also I have very interesting, some of the younger students, for example, even at 5th and 6th standard, they are very clear about what they want to do. For example, one 7th standard kid came and asked me, can you teach me machine learning? I asked, why do you want to learn machine learning at so younger age? He gave his answer was actually, I was very inspired by his thoughts. He said, when I look around the people wasting food and water, I feel I should do something. And I think I can do something in machine learning. So that kind of purpose, actually, it will drive them. I know, even though I told him machine learning is tough and it might get frustrating at some time, but he was not worried about that. But I want to solve this problem. So when you have such clarity, definitely it will drive you. The intermittent or the journey will not deter you, however frustrating it might get. So how do you basically, I just want to know to what depth you go when you are mentoring the students. One is during these sessions, yes, it is like a nice idea. It's all inspiring to listen to these people who have achieved in their life. And also it feels good when they are talking about something. But then how do you keep in touch with them? Because it is not just one interaction, right? If, for example, if you touch, if they are in the 10th or 11th, then until they graduate and find a job or they become an entrepreneur, then they need guidance. But now the challenge will be scale. How do you plan to tackle that?
So we take guidance from Santosh sir also on how to tackle various issues. And to keep in touch, we've created a community. It's a very close-knit community. We have our WhatsApp groups. We send them daily reminders, weekly reminders for all our upcoming sessions. If they have any queries or very specific queries that might not be able to be might not be able to address them during the sessions, then the speakers also provide their contact information so that the students can also personally reach out to them for those specific guidance.
Okay.
So, sir, can I come in here?
Sure.
I think the way I understand this activity is we are not providing technical expertise or technical leadership. In the sense, it's a very diversified group. It's not meant to teach computer science or to mathematics or biology, but the soft skills that this project brings in and the attitude. First of all, I think what I realized talking to this group, they were completely bummed out during the early phases of the epidemic. Many of these students, they could not finish their exams. The board exams were postponed. At very young age, these people were completely confused. There was significant anxiety. But creating this community created a positive vibe, at least in this initial group, that despite the challenges, we have to overcome it. And then what better way to overcome is to take a more thoughtful approach, where you look at meaningful advice from people who have shown ways to overcome challenges, etc. I think that was the whole purpose of doing it. It has obviously evolved, but I keep telling Akshita and the entire group that you have to keep focus on your primary education, whether it is science, mathematics, your 11th and 12th standards, your aspirations to become a doctor, engineer, etc. But these are your bonus points or your brownie points that you can definitely put out as life experience. So if tomorrow Akshita or Tanvi faces an interview at a very Ivy League school, a project of this nature is going to give them some competitive edge over other people, right? So I more or less look at it as a personality development project rather than giving machine learning or mathematics hardcore training aspects. That's not the intention. That will continue to happen through mainstream academics.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. I'm just curious to know, how do you measure the effectiveness of this initiative? Let the kids answer that.
Sure.
So actually after every session, for every session that we conduct, we send out a feedback form and we send a few suggestion forms too. We take polls to even decide what kind of sessions the students want. And the form it's structured in a way where we ask them if the session has helped them and if there are certain takeaways from the session or what we could have done differently. And I think all suggestions are a success. So we plan according to those.
Just wanted to see, is there any way you would like to see the proof of the pudding? Means somebody who came to you or who went through your suggestion. So it would be excellent and overwhelming or fulfilling if you see if that person followed a career which he or she wanted to follow, and it ended in successful, whether it is a job or being an entrepreneur. Of course, that will need more involvement, and you have to be in touch throughout. So probably, yeah, people like Santosh can join hands in ensuring that that thread is not lost.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it has exceeded our expectations, the whole project. And now we are really looking at a 5-year horizon now.
Wonderful.
Right. Earlier, it used to be just, can we pass through the pandemic with some purposeful activity? Mm-hmm. But looking at the response and the way this is growing, I think this has a potential to even become a venture if one really thinks of it. So
yeah. Just to give hope to other students who are watching here, on an average, how much time you have to spend, Akshita or Tanvi, in a week? How much time you end up spending?
Like before, when we were just starting with the idea, there was considerably more time that we had to put in. But now, as we've divided the 22 people in their respective teams and we've put an organization up, now we don't have to spend more than, I think, 3 to 4 hours per week, which is easily doable if we space it out properly.
Wonderful. If any of the students who are listening to you, if they want to contribute, how can they contribute?
Definitely, sir. We're looking to expand our team to different sectors. And if they do want to contribute, they can reach out to us on our website and we'll find a place for them.
Wonderful. Because most of the students today who have joined are from a very interesting school in Tumkur. I don't know if you know Karnataka. It's about 40 kilometers from Bangalore. So their TVS Academy is running a school. So it is unlike regular schools, similar to what Milind runs with Gram Mangal. It is unconventional, like Shantiniketan. Very interesting how they teach the life skills. Let me see if Pushpa ma'am, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here, but sorry, I joined a little late.
Would you like to comment or any suggestions?
Pardon? Sorry.
Yeah, what's your reaction on when you see Akshita's initiative? Will it be interesting to your students?
Look, I'm sorry to say this. I joined a little late, sir.
No problem. Yeah. Anyway, I'm recording the video. You can just watch and get back. Anyway, we will be in touch with Akshita. So, yeah, Pushpa ma'am is one of the teachers in TVS Academy. So, because through her only we got connected to about 60 or 70 students of the. So I'm sure quite a few of them will be interested.
So I can repeat quickly maybe the gist, or I could do another one if possible.
Yeah.
Okay, so hello ma'am. So TSSN is basically, it's a platform of students by students for students, where our entire team is comprised of students ranging from the age of 16 to 17. And our motto is to connect inspiring speakers with aspiring students. We invite alumni from various disciplines and fields and experienced students to come interact with students and share their journey, their experience, and address the students' specific questions or doubts if they have any. That'll be it.
Thank you. That's what I was just listening to what Santosh sir was saying, that you started all these things during the time of COVID and how it's growing. So it was just not for the sake of COVID. I mean, though you did start it for that, but it's the way it is taking up, you are trying to look at it as a venture also. Is that true? That is what I have understood. Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am, that is true.
what sort of, I still didn't get what sort of help you offer for these children?
So, ma'am, we provide exposure to students to various different avenues, career avenues, and that is what we were hoping to expand, because it will definitely have an impact on all students in my age group. So that is, we were thinking of expanding our sessions to a wider community for students all over to take advantage of what we're doing.
Okay. Okay. I just want to ask you, is it only for the community, I mean, this urban community you are trying to reach out, or I have an access with rural communities who don't have access for this internet, but I have a set of girls who are there in 10th standard, and they want to, they want some career counseling sort of thing. Do you give career counseling for those rural children also who don't have access? For how do you reach out to them?
So, ma'am, till last year, it was sort of just piloting the students who have access to internet and who have those privileges. And this is the year where we wanted to sort of extend our base. And we do want to reach out to rural communities and underprivileged students. And that is what we wanted to discuss, ideas about how we could potentially bring that about.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. That's why Milind got in touch with me when Aparna said this is what she said. You wanted to expand to government schools. That's why they are connecting with Milind and me. Yeah, we will share our thoughts on that. Yeah, go ahead, Pushpa ma'am.
No, that's what, since in the month of June, they are all appearing for their board exams. So after board exams, what is it for them? How are they? I mean, they are, I can say that they don't have any access for internet. So is it, I mean, how can we help such students? See, urban children, anyhow, they get access to internet, and one or the other source they get to know. Even in schools, there will be a lot of opportunities for them to get to meet people and get to know. But for these children, how can we help out them? Is my question.
Yeah, anyway.
Are any things, ideas for that? Or any program?
These youngsters, anyway, they are starting with assuming the kids have internet access and they have to come online so that they can reach out. Since anyway, they are still young, and anyway, helping with the internet access has to be done by corporates or CSR groups, because anyway, they need a smartphone in hand and active internet connection who will pay them. So that costs money. I don't think that this group can address, but that's a bigger problem which maybe our country or our government has to address, or the private corporations and CSR groups have to address. That's what my view, Pushpa ma'am. Probably what these youngsters can do is, given once we connect these government school children with the connectivity with the smartphone or internet, then it is just the infra, right? Then still somebody has to solve the problem of, one is igniting their aspirations and showing them the way. Because what works for a private school kid might not work for the government, because the context is totally different. And not that they won't, what if they don't want to come to Bangalore also, forget about going outside India. So what is that? It's available in their own context. Those value these youngsters can come and add. Am I right, Akshita?
Yes, sir, definitely.
So, sir, from the Pune region, the speakers that we have selected, they also are very active in the social sector. And many of them, despite their busy schedules, they have also offered to do lectures in Marathi, for example. Right? So that will give us a lot of coverage and anchorage in the government sector, at least in the Maharashtra region. So opportunity where I see to work with you is, we have the ready-made platform, we have the technical know-how to how to do it. It's a set process. If jointly we are able to identify some very good speakers in local languages, and then we decide that these are the 2 or 3 lectures that we need to create for targeting that particular demography, then I think I can see an opportunity to do a collaborative project here to begin with.
Definitely.
Just something that I would like to add, sir, about what might not work for kids from private schools. One of the Distinguished Speaker Series speaker, Dr. Arvind Chinsure, he actually came from very humble surroundings, and he spoke on the platform about his journey and now how he is working with Nobel laureates too. So I think that we might find a relevance even with underprivileged kids, not only kids who have access to internet or are in private schools.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we have to make somehow, either we record it and make it offline. If they cannot come online, we have to explore something. For example, we are also exploring how do we make it. For example, nowadays very low cost computers are available, the Singapore computers, where we can make them as a local servers, and we can also explore those things as well. So we have experimented. Probably in the next coming sessions, I can share my experience in ensuring the infra available to these underprivileged communities or the government schools. Definitely, Santosh, to your suggestion, yes, definitely, because we have our large presence even in Pune. We have close to about 30 to 40,000 of our colleagues over there.
Yeah.
I'm sure quite a few of them are Marathi natives. Okay, so we can definitely request them.
We can join hands with Infosys Foundation or something and try to do a joint event, which could be of...
it is not Infosys Foundation. It is our employee CSR groups are there.
Okay.
Infosys, yeah, how in Infosys Foundation is run by Mrs. Sudha Murthy. That is totally different.
Okay.
So what I meant is our employee CSR groups, that we are also there in a big way. So those people can definitely, we can leverage their experience and their expertise.
The 35 plus lectures are archived on the website. These are all YouTube, so anybody can watch it just retrospectively. We can also try to do local language dubbing of those lectures if we get the right resources. Right, so the speakers can veto the content in a local language, and we can overlay the let's say Kannadiga language over the slides, so that the content is the same, but it reaches out to the more non-English speaking audience.
No,
so that's one opportunity.
You will take care of the translation, is it?
No, we'll have to work it out. I mean, I'm just sort of thinking aloud right now, because we are talking about capturing that demography which is not very tech savvy or which is not very English savvy. So if this is the need of the project, I think we can probably think over it, how to do it.
Sure.
There could be some subtitles we can introduce, and there are people who can do it even for as a CSR kind of initiative.
Yeah, definitely. We can definitely join hands and see. Anyway, all of this is happening with the best effort basis and without any commercial interest.
Exactly. I mean, also these kids, their academic life is getting busier.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't want them to do TSSN at the cost of their academics, right? because that would defeat the purpose. So we will have to, if this is going to be scaled up, we will have to think of a proper delivery model for this.
Yeah, true. There are some interesting questions. I think Akshita, for you, Meghna is asking, what happens if your dream of becoming computer scientist doesn't take off? What's your backup plan?
I've never thought about having a backup plan. I do not want to be overconfident in just thinking that, no, I'm definitely going to be a computer scientist. But that is my plan right now. I want to be a computer scientist and I'm aiming towards that.
Okay, probably I don't think if you wanted only that answer. What happens if, what's your advice for anybody who wants to follow their heart? And do they have a backup plan, or come what may, they have to achieve that?
So my take is that paths can be any, your destination can be fixed. So there are several recipes of doing the same thing. So if one doesn't work out, I'll just try a similar path or a different path for the same destination.
Okay. And Tarang is asking, Tarang is in 6th standard. He's asking, what inspired you to be a computer scientist? I think this you answered. Your family is full of computer people and probably you got inspired by them.
Actually, funny story is, growing up, I knew that there was just, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew that I did not want to become an engineer. That was something that I knew 100%. But as I grew up, I saw that computer science is basically applicable for all fields. It's a combination of my favorite subjects, that is maths and science. And the diverse application that has, the impact of lives, the way we can influence people's lives by using CS is the main reason why I got inspired to take it.
Okay. What is the full form of TSSN?
The full form of TSSN is the Student Speaker Nexus.
Okay. Yeah, Santosh, I think, sorry, who asked the question? Raghavi asked the question. So, Tarang, would you like to talk about Project Cuckoo? Probably that will open another dimension. Yeah, we are attempting to do something for visually impaired people.
Sir, if you don't mind, I have to attend one more meeting in the next few minutes. I'll drop out, but I'll get updates from Akshita and Tanvi.
Sure. Anyway, I will also share the recording of the session.
Yes, please. And Tanvi, Akshita, please continue. And again, I would like to invite everyone to attend tomorrow's 4 o'clock. You don't have to register. You can just watch it from the website also, but it will give you a sense of what we are trying to do. And the topic tomorrow is about alternative careers in life sciences.
Wonderful.
Right? So if you don't become a doctor, what else can you do in order to help the society?
Excellent. Okay. Sure.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Please continue.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Tarang, would you like to expand on Project Cuckoo, or your understanding?
Yes, sir. So, sir, what we were doing in one...
I know about it. You can tell Akshita and Tanvi and Nagaprasad, I think. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So when we were doing our sessions, we had taught, Kiran sir and all of us had thought of helping the visually impaired who could not hear. So Kiran sir said, sorry, visually impaired who could not see, I think. So what we thought of, many people do not have phones in India, so, and they were very expensive, so we thought of making a project where we made button phones which was which had features where if you press the button you could not only make calls but you could also play songs and music, and all of that we would give to the people who could not afford these phones, and we would give it to them for free. And we are also planning to expanding this project to more countries.
Yeah, thanks, Tarang. So yes, probably Tarang might not be aware of the bigger picture. So, but dreaming big is definitely helps, and it keeps their spirit up. And definitely, I'm sure once he learns more tricks and tips and technology, I'm sure he will solve much bigger problem. Is there any thoughts in your program plan to help differently able people?
Currently, we did not. But now that I'm listening to this, I think all of us would be very, very, very excited to take it forward. Thinking aloud, I think what we can do is capturing the gist of the session in audio format, because a lot of speakers have presentations. So speaking to them on how we could include this content and make it as valuable in audio format, sort of like a podcast, and make it available to the visually impaired, is something that I think we can manage.
Yeah. That will definitely. Anybody else? Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Who is this? Can you announce your name?
Sir, Pranjala, sir.
Yeah, Pranjala, go ahead.
Well, in India, as much as I know, what is your basis of this project? It says you need to help people be more confident. Am I right? It's something like TEDx to is it similar?
I think there's it's not exactly the same thing. What we do is we do career counseling along with personality development and a few leadership sessions, and we've also had sessions like public speaking. But our primary, like a majority of the sessions, have been introducing people to various careers and interacting with the students. It's not just a speaker coming, sharing his or her journey. It's also addressing, like, the session is divided in a format where there are 30 minutes for the speaker to share his or her content, and the rest of the 30 minutes are to address people's queries.
So you are kind of inspiring the people around, right?
That's what we're trying to do.
So, according to me, in India, they don't actually concentrate on what they know and how confident they are. It is only based on their grades. So, how do you think what you're doing is going to help them out?
So the journey of every speaker, so all these speakers are very experienced, all of them are intellectuals, and the journey of the speakers that they share with the student, that itself helps the students to realize a lot of things, that marks aren't the only thing that one needs to take to go ahead. I can give you a short anecdote. One of our speakers came from very humble surroundings and did not end up doing that well in one of the major exams. So he started teaching his favorite subject. He started researching in that subject in his own city. And he was picked up by Tata Institute of Research, from where he started working and started growing and had a bigger impact on society. So a lot of their journeys teach students a lot on how there is more to life than just marks. We had a session also that normal is an illusion. So one of the things that stuck to me from that session was this quote, rather, that the speaker said, was that for a spider web is its home, and for a fly, it's sort of like a jail. So that it is normal to be different. These kind of sessions that we arrange, that normal is not a normal is just an illusion, really help students to come out of their shell. And the kind of reviews that we've gotten for that one session has really motivated us to keep on doing such sessions, because they not only help us as in the team members, but students of absolutely any age group.
Wonderful. Yeah, very inspiring to know that. I'm very curious to get hold of that recording. I'm sure it is there on your page, right?
Yes, sir. I'll be sending that to you.
Yeah, yeah. Anybody else has any question? Netra, Juveria?
No, sir.
Juveria, do you have any question? Okay, because some of the children here, yeah, Juveria?
No, sir.
You have created some podcasts, right?
No, sir. We haven't made podcasts yet. But
Some of her friends have created as part of Kids Who Code. We have another NGO. There are some students who have joined from there. They are creating interesting podcasts on their journey and what they are learning. So good to see that. Tara, are you able to hear? Tara, would you like to ask something?
Hello.
Yeah, Tara.
I joined late because I was in another webinar and I joined late. I didn't hear her speak actually. So I'm going to listen to the recording and then look at it. And I like the idea of, not having a plan B, because when you are passionately in love with some idea, and then you want to achieve it, and that's your dream, and you don't want anything else to stand in the way and pull you back and say, okay, I can't do this now, and then I'll fall back on that idea of not having any other plan. Stand by. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. This is exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. Anybody else has any question?
Now, I just wanted to ask her one thing. Akshata, is it name?
Akshita.
Akshita. Okay. I just want to know, I saw the profile of you, all of you. I mean, you all are kind of, just out of school and getting into your different professions, whatever you want, aspiring to be IIT or whatever other fields. And I was wondering, where would you have time? How much can you engage in these kind of projects that you're planning?
Yeah, this question I asked, she's answered on an average about 3 to 4 hours a week, Tara.
Okay. So it's possible to kind of then, collaborate with you then?
That's the reason why she is talking to us now.
Yeah, great.
It's a give and take, no?
Yeah. I'm sorry for duplicating, but I came in late, as I said, and I wanted to be sure that this question was posed.
Yeah. Tanvi, do you have any question for us?
No, sir.
What about Akshita? Do you have any questions for us?
No, sir. I'm just looking forward to collaborate.
I'm just curious, who is helping you technically? Who maintains your website?
So the students do that. So we were thinking of approaching someone else, but then we looked at it as a learning opportunity. I started designing the website using Wix, and now we have a website team in TSSN who handle the website regularly.
Wonderful. Yeah, probably in the next session, I will introduce you what we are doing and how we are doing. And in fact, here we are going one step down. We are also providing content to these various skills which the students pursue. We handhold with content and with mentors throughout their journey. So they can, we have much more robust mechanism where they can get in touch with us, and they can be continuously monitored and mentored.
So can we have a meeting with you and our core team, because there's a lot that we could learn from what all of you're doing.
Sure. Yeah, this week, interestingly, we are launching something for International Women's Day for girls and women. So that I'll be busy with that this week. Probably next weekend, anytime Saturday or Sunday, anytime you can pick up. Probably.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir?
Yeah. Go on.
Sir, where can we get tomorrow's link of TSSN?
Tomorrow's link, she is going to share with you, then I will share in WhatsApp group.
Okay, sir.
Sir, should I put it on the chat also right now?
I think Santosh sir has shared the website.
The website link they know. Just give the Zoom link.
So on the website, you can check out all of our details regarding all the sessions, including tomorrow's session, and you will also find the link there.
Can you put that link here? Just copy that URL and put it here. And another human psychology you can understand. Okay, the closer you give it, the more turnout you will get. For example, if you just say go and explore tssn.in, probably 1 or 2 will do it. Instead, you give the full link. Out of curiosity, maybe most of us will click.
I'll just put the link in a minute, sir.
Kiran sir?
Yep.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to ask them a question. Other than solving the real life, the reality issues, are you also trying to solve some cyber issues, like for example, hacking and other like other hackers doing other inappropriate things on the internet?
No, actually, they are not focusing on specific technology training or specific skill training. They are inviting the people who have achieved in a particular field, who are knowledgeable, and they are going to share the possibilities which are available in the respective fields, so that the learners or the students can get inspiration and they can ask any question to those experts and they can get the clarification.
Yes, sir.
Just a second, sir. I've put the form link in the chat box.
Yeah, I got it. Thanks. So if there are no more questions, we can close the session here. Thanks a lot, Akshita, Tanvi. Do you have anybody else in the group from your team?
No, sir. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you for this opportunity, sir.
Thank you for having us, sir.
Thank you, Santosh sir, for joining us. I'm sure there's a lot more opportunities are there for us to collaborate. Anyway, we have much far larger reach to the government schools where you want to make a difference. Okay, so anyway, we will also keep sharing what we do, and we will also pull you in wherever we feel there is a value. So yeah, I think the world only can get better when we join hands.
Thank you so much, sir. Looking forward to it.
Thank you, and wish you all the best in your careers.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, sir.
Thank you. Good night and have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.